Hello guys, guess what? Still on our organic chemistry series, right? The first class we're going to look at is the definition and the history of organic chemistry. I've already told you that there are a lot of classes that we have to cover regarding organic chemistry. And this is our lesson 1, right? Yeah, let's go together. So we're going to look at the definition of organic chemistry first. After that, we're going to look at the history. But a quick question, what is organic chemistry if we are asked? Hold on a bit. The complete series of classes, right, as far as your syllabus is concerned regarding your Jamb And Waec, everything has been covered in details for you in the LearnLift app. And guess what? The sweet part is that you have access to your CBT, right? You have access to your video lessons, you have access to your notes, you have access to your past questions. Everything from the beginning to the end is directly in the LearnLift app for you. So all you have to do is just mark down to Play Store or App Store and download the LearnLift app where you follow all your classes from the beginning to the end. A quick one before we move. Let's get back to class. Enjoy. How do we define organic chemistry? You should know this, that organic chemistry is defined as the study of carbon. So what are we focusing on in organic chemistry? Carbon is our major focus and all its numerous compounds. So there are a lot of compounds that are associated to carbon, right? So the study of carbon and all its numerous compounds, what do we call that? Organic chemistry. But okay, there are a few exceptions to organic chemistry. And how many are there? There are 5 of them. So what are the 5 exceptions to the definition of organic chemistry, which is the study of carbon and all its numerous compounds? Among the exceptions, number 1 exception is the oxide of carbon. So follow me squarely. If you are just meeting me for the first time, just follow me. So oxides of what? Carbon. Are they part of the definition of organic chemistry? No. What are the oxides of carbon? Majorly, there are 2 of them. Carbon 2 oxide, the one we call your CO, right? And then your carbon 4 oxide, the one we call your what? Your CO2. Now, carbon 2 oxide and carbon 4 oxide, are they part of the definition of organic chemistry? No. So they are exception of it. You must know this. So oxides of carbon, they are the exception to the definition of organic chemistry. They are not part of it. Another exception, I told you there are 5, the carbonates of metals. Oh yes. And you know that the carbonates majorly, they usually end with triazocarbonate 4. Triazocarbonate 4. A good example is your sodium triazocarbonate 4. So sodium triazocarbonate 4 is a carbonate of metal. What is the metal there? Sodium. So the carbonate of metal, right? CO3 is the carbonate there. That's your sodium triazocarbonate 4, which is a carbonate of metal. It's not part of the definition of organic chemistry. Another one is your potassium triazocarbonate 4. It is still not part of the what? Definition of what? Organic chemistry. So the oxides of carbon, the carbonate of metals, they are not part of it. Number 3 that is not part is the bicarbonate of metals. If you hear the word bicarbonate, it means they have kind of like introduced hydrogen there. And a good example is your sodium hydrogen triazocarbonate 4. So it is not just your sodium, unlike your Na2CO3, that is your sodium triazocarbonate 4. That's a carbonate of metal. We also have bicarbonate of metal. We have now introduced the one that is carrying hydrogen there. So this guy is not part of the definition of organic chemistry, the bicarbonate of metals. And then we also have like your potassium hydrogen triazocarbonate 4. It is still not what? Part of it. So your oxides of carbon, they are not part of the definition of organic chemistry. Your carbonate of metals are not part. The bicarbonate of metals, number 3, they are not part. So when it comes to creating an account, right? This is the interface of the app that you can see. You can see create account and you can also see login. Now, what you do is this. As a new user, you don't have an account yet, so you don't need to go and log in. You go and create an account as a new user. Click on that create account button. Once you click on it, the next thing is put your phone number. Place in your phone number. You can see +234. Then put your phone number, whatever your phone number is. If you don't have phone, you can use your mommy's phone number and put it there, right? Or your daddy's phone number. Use it, and then you can proceed and create the account. So let's go. So once you create the account, you have put in your phone number. What happened? Put your name, your correct phone number, please. Put your name. If your name is John, what do you fill in there? John. And then your last name, Frank. Fill in John Frank. And what's your email address? Okay, if your email address is johnfrank3@gmail.com, you fill it there. And then your password, very important. You create your own password, 6 digits. You can use your phone number, the first 6 digits of your phone number, or the last 6 digits of your phone number. Or you can, okay, since your name is John Frank, you can say, okay, my password name is John, right? John 123. And then you go and repeat the same thing, confirm password. What will you type there? Your John what? 123. You can decide to view it to yes or and then see whether you are doing the same thing, whether what you are doing is correct, right? All you have to do is just click the I button there and then you view it. And then come to select education. You are preparing for Jamb or Waec. In select education, there are 4 plans there. University, that's for people that are in university. Probably 100 level, 200 level, right? Yes, their classes are also there. Secondary, for those in secondary school, primary. But for Jamb and Waec, Baba, click Waec, Jamb Pursuit TME, right? As the select education. Select level. You are not preparing for Pursuit TME, you are preparing for Jamb and Waec, right? Okay, click on the what? Jamb and what? Waec. And then create your account. 2 seconds. Pass, you don't enter. It will load and then it will open for you. And it will tell you, welcome, John, right? Your classes are now what? Ready. What do you do? Start learning. Number 4 is the one we call the sulfides of carbon. Sulfides of carbon are not part. A good example like your carbon sulfide. This guy is not part of the definition of what? Organic chemistry. And then the last but not the least, number 5 are the metallic carbides. What are metallic carbides here? A good example is your calcium carbide. Calcium is a metal. So calcium carbide is a metallic carbide. And then we also have your boron carbide, right? This guy is not part of it. And then you also have things like your aluminum carbide. All these guys like this, they are not part of the definition of what? Organic chemistry, right? Oh yes. So how many things are exceptions to the definition of organic chemistry? There are just what? 5 of them. What are the 5 of them? Number 1, the oxides of your carbon, they are not part of it. Number 2, what is called the carbonate of metals, they are not part of it. The bicarbonate of metals are also part of it. The sulfides of carbon are not part of it. And then we have your what? Your metallic carbides. These 5 things are the exception to the definition of what? Organic chemistry. Does it make sense? If you get this very quickly with me, bro. Again, what is organic chemistry? It is defined as the study of carbon, right? And all its numerous what? Compounds. Does it make sense? If you get that, that's the definition of organic chemistry. Please note their exceptions. They are very important. Jamb and Waec cannot play with it. If you get that very quickly with me, the next big deal we have to look at is the history of organic chemistry. Oh yes. So what is it about the history of organic chemistry? What and what should we know? Now follow me as I take you around the history quickly. First, you must note this, that the term organic, anywhere you hear the word organic, what does it mean? First, it relates to or it is derived from the word living. So anytime you hear the word organic means living. So organic substances are derived from living matter. That's what scientists taught originally. In fact, there was one time I was teaching, and when I was done teaching, I asked the lady to pray for us. We just learned organic chemistry. She stood up and said, our organic father, we thank you. What does the word organic means? Organic means what? Living. Does it make sense? So the term organic, anything that you derive from living things, we call them organic. And you must not forget that initially organic chemistry was said to be the study of compounds such as your urea. First and foremost, where do we derive urea from? We said that the word organic means living, right? If organic means living, in biology, we are made to understand that living things are divided into 2. What and what? Your plants and what? Animals. So anything you derive from your plants, what are they? Living. Anything you derive from your animals, what are they? Living. So urea, for example, where do we get urea from? Of course, it's a component of urine. And because human eliminates urine from the body, right, as a waste product, what happened? It's very easy. That means we can boldly say that your urea, right, is organic because it is derived from where? Living. Does it make sense? What about starch? You obtain starch from your what? Your plants. So it is living. Alcohol from plants as well, living. So originally, the major organic compound scientists knew then were urea, starch, and alcohol. And they form an acronym. What's the acronym? USA. Your urea, your starch, your alcohol. And as we proceed, scientists started diving deep into this. Hence, they just concluded that organic compounds, right, they believed that they were obtained from what? Animals and plant what? Origin. So if they obtain if you obtain any compound or any substance from anything that is not plant or animal, what do we call that? They will now call it inorganic. But once they obtain any particular substance from animals or from plants, what do they call them? They call them organic. Now that you have created your account, right, for you to start learning, what do? Okay, you can see that your use of English is there, mathematics is there, biology is there, physics is there, chemistry is there. Your classes are organized, they are all there for you, right? What do? Okay, I want to start learning biology. So click on the biology, immediately you click on it, living organisms, that's chapter 1, right? Oh yes, that's strictly to your JAMB syllabus. And what happened? Let's say, for example, you want to watch your class on cell and probably cell structure, right? What happens is that you click on it. Immediately you click on it, you see all the classes will display history of cell, types of cells, cell organelles, and all of that. Okay, sir, I want to watch history of cells. You click on the history of cell immediately. Your class will start playing for you. It's easy and it will start playing for you easy and direct. And what happened? You can even choose to make it full screen, right? Make it full screen. What happens? You are started learning and you are enjoying your classes. In fact, you may choose to say, okay, I want to download my classes. In fact, you can fast forward, you can take it backwards, you can pause, you can rewind, anyone you want to do. You can even say, oh, sir, I want to download my classes, right? Probably you use NightSub just to click on download buttons. When you click on download button, you see the download. Before you know what will happen, the download will start loading. As it starts loading, you can see it is moving. And then it's enter your phone. Are you getting it now? You can now go and start watching your downloaded classes. You can download as many classes as possible as you want to download. Now, you can even choose to say, okay, sir, that's the notes underneath it. It's the same thing for everything. I want to download my notes. All you have to do is click on the download for your notes. Before you know what is happening, it has entered your phone. You may choose to come to the notes, right? Under the characteristics of living things, let me open the notes and read the notes and go through the past questions. So you see, well organized and structured notes, direct to the points, focusing on your syllabus for you. There are past questions for you in abundance. You see, you have your past questions here. You can choose to say, okay, I want to zoom it in, right? And then the same thing for all subjects. And you are following. The answers are there. Number 1 answer is B. Why is the answer B? It is explained for you in details. Every singular thing. And then you are following your classes. You are done with that. You come to the next. You see your notes. Everything structured and organized to the core. In fact, at the end of the day, there is a blow kiss for you. You have done well. Get out. You too much. Everything is structured and organized for you in the app. Right? And you can now choose to say, okay, sir, what about chemistry classes or physics classes? You can do same. Use of English, all of them, they are there. When you click on your chemistry classes, what happens? Separation of mixtures and purification. All of them are in line with your JAMB syllabus. Chemical combination, right? It just goes straight. You see, chapter 1 alone has 39 videos. 39, you sit yourself down, and you start learning. And you are following all of them one after the order. Does it make sense? Are you with me? When you want to access your download classes, all you have to do is just scroll down right on your home interface. Go to your access your download classes. Start now. You start. You see them, right? In fact, you may even choose to go and practice CBT, right, or past question. Let's say, for example, I go to my CBT, the one that has to do with my my biology. Then I want to take all the questions on that cell, probably your Waec cell or the JAMB question on it, right? Just to click on it. So you see, all the questions are there. There are 40 questions there for you already. All of them on that cell. What happened? Which of the following cell inclusion can destroy other cell organelles? Probably you now say, oh, some answer is lysosome. You choose it, you go to next like that. At the end of the day, you see your answer, see your corrections. All of these things are in the LearnLift app directly for you. Are you with me? So as far as your JAMB 2025 is concerned, my dear, you don't have an excuse whatsoever to have anything less than 300. Are you with me? All your classes are available for you. All you have to do, start learning now.
Download the LearnLift app now.
Okay, we continued like that, and then we all believed that, right? But we got to just conclude something, that is it possible that we can obtain organic substance from inorganic sources? Oh yes, people started thinking it, scientists started thinking it, until a point where people tried, but they couldn't do that. So to obtain organic compounds from their elements, right? For example, let me say my methane is CH4, right? I know that when I combine carbon and hydrogen, for instance, I should get my methane. But can I obtain methane from just combining carbon and hydrogen? People were thinking, scientists were thinking that. So they just concluded that to obtain organic compounds from their elements, what happened? It is believed that a vital force was needed. What was needed? A vital force was needed. And that vital force existed in living things. Hence, they postulated the theory called the theory of what? Vitalism. In fact, can I tell you what they were trying to talk about here in the theory of vitalism? They believe that it is so difficult. In fact, you can't obtain your organic compounds, right, from their elements. Hence, the theory of what? Vital force. So what is it that will prevent us from obtaining organic compounds from their elements? It is the theory of what? Vitalism, which is backed up by a force called your what? Your vital force. And the question is, who postulated the vital force? It was postulated to us by this guy. That's your Jones Jacob Berzelius. Listen, in the history of organic chemistry, you must not forget this, that the theory of vital force was introduced by who? Jones Jacob Berzelius. Jones Jacob Berzelius. In what year? 1815. Because according to him, he thought that organic compounds were too complex to be produced from their elements. So for you to obtain any organic compound from their elements, like any organic compound at all, right, there is a force that will stop you. And what force is that? Vital force. Hence the theory of what? Vitalism. Until a man said, no, I don't really believe you. He went into practice and then he was researching. And who is the guy? Of course, Friedrich Huller. What is his name? Friedrich Huller. It's not fried rich. Not that you now go and say, like, for example, fried rice. You now say the name is Friedrich Huller. No, his name is Friedrich Huller. And what did Friedrich Huller did? What he did was very simple. In 1828, as at then, right, Friedrich Huller was a professor in the University of Berlin. What he did was that he went ahead to synthesize urea. Now listen, is urea under your USA, urea starch and what? Alcohol, the then known organic compounds, right? So he carried urea. He said, how can I obtain urea? He went ahead to synthesize ammonium cyanate. Ammonium cyanate is an inorganic compound. And you know that as a then, scientists believe that you cannot derive organic compound from their elements, or you cannot derive organic compound from inorganic sources. Does it make sense? Until somebody came and then he disproved that fact. And what is his name? Friedrich Huller, a professor in the University of what? Berlin. How did he synthesize urea? He synthesized urea by heating ammonium cyanate. Oh, now come with me. Hence, organic compound was prepared from inorganic source for the very first time. Who prepared organic compound from inorganic sources? Friedrich Huller. Now listen to the questions there. Who was the person that disproved the theory of vital force? Friedrich Huller. What did he do? He synthesized urea by heating ammonium cyanate. Oh, look at it now. Look at this. From what you had there, this is your ammonium cyanate, right? And what's the formula for ammonium cyanate? Ammonium NH4, cyanate, CNO, right? What he did was that he carried ammonium cyanate and then he heated it. He started heating it. When you heat ammonium cyanate is going to disintegrate or break down into your what? Your urea. Now come with me. In your ammonium cyanate, what's the formula for ammonium cyanate? NH4CNO. My quick question is this. How many nitrogen do you have in ammonium cyanate? There is one nitrogen here, there is another nitrogen there. That's two. Now look at urea. Urea, there's nitrogen here, there is nitrogen here. That's two, balanced. How many carbon is in ammonium cyanate? One carbon. Urea has one carbon. How many oxygen? One oxygen. Urea has what? One oxygen as well. And then how many hydrogen? There are 4 hydrogen in what? Ammonium cyanate. and then there are 2 here, and then there are 2 here. What's the formula for urea? It's simple. The formula for urea is N, that's the one you call your NH2, right? Whether I write it like this, NH2, or you write your normal NH2 straight, is the same. NH2 to C to double bond to your O, to your what? Your NH2. That's the formula for urea. I want you to note this first. This is the formula for urea. What is the formula for your ammonium cyanate? Ammonium cyanate is from ammonium, NH4, then what? CNO. So who disproved the theory of vitalism or vital force? Friedrich Wöhler. How did they disprove that? By synthesizing urea from where? Inorganic source. Urea is organic. So urea here is what? Organic, right? Ammonium cyanate is what? Inorganic. Inorganic. Simple. Scientists believe that it was so difficult to go and synthesize organic compound from an inorganic source. This is exactly what Friedrich Wöhler has done. Hence, it disproved the theory of vitalism. Hence, it disproved the theory that Berzelius brought into action, right? And then from there, scientists' eyes now open. Oh, so you can synthesize organic compounds from inorganic sources. Again, what's the formula for your ammonium cyanate? Don't forget that ammonium cyanate is what? NH4CNO. Now, what's the formula for your urea? NH2 to C to double bond to O to what? NH2. Does it make sense? If you get that very fast with me, don't forget this. That this synthesis pointed out that vital force might not be needed to convert inorganic to what? Organic what? Compounds. Are you getting it now? If you get this very quickly with me, bro, guess what? Answer these questions for me very fast. They will never play with this. The question on the way says, which scientist introduced the theory of vital force in organic chemistry? Who brought the theory of vital force into action? Is it Friedrich Wöhler? Is it your Berzelius? Is it your Kolbe? Or it is your Lavoisier? Who brought the theory of vital force? It was postulated by Johannes Jacob Berzelius. That makes option what? B the correct answer. Does it make sense? Okay, answer this question very fast. The question all the way here says, let's go. Who was the first scientist to synthesize urea from inorganic source? Who did that? Is it Friedrich Wöhler? Is it your Berzelius? Is it your Kolbe? Or it is your Lavoisier? Of course, the person that synthesized urea from inorganic source is who? Friedrich Wöhler. Option what? A is the correct answer. Does it make sense? Answer this third question for me very fast. The question all the way says, what compound did Friedrich Wöhler synthesize from an inorganic source, challenging the theory of vital force? Hold on. Friedrich Wöhler is synthesized an organic compound from an inorganic source. That inorganic source is ammonium cyanate, right? Or you call it ammonium thiocyanate, no problem. Either ammonium cyanate or ammonium thiocyanate, no problem. But what did he synthesize from ammonium cyanate? He synthesized urea from it. So what compound did Friedrich Wöhler synthesize from that inorganic source, which is ammonium cyanate? Urea is the answer. Option A say methane. No, it is not methane. Option B say it is acetic acid. No, it is not acetic acid. Option C say it is urea. Correct. And then option D says it is ammonium thiocyanate. It is not ammonium thiocyanate. What is the answer? Option C, urea, is the answer. So urea is the organic source, right? Or the organic compound that was synthesized from the inorganic source. What is the inorganic source? Ammonium thiocyanate or your ammonium cyanate. If you get that very fast with me, no stress. Guess what? This is just introduction. I'll see you in the next class. And in that next class, we're going to be looking at the classification of organic compounds. How do you classify them? From there, we can now take our ride. Listen, there are a lot of JAMB questions, a lot of NECO questions under organic chemistry, and we're going to look at all of them since the history of JAMB to date. Are you with me? So just sit tight, get relaxed, and be with me as we go together. I'll see you in the next class. But for the now, please go through my notes very, very quickly. Run through the notes. There are always past questions there for you. Practice CBT. And don't forget to always tell a friend about the Learn Lift app. For the now, bro, peace out. See you in the next class. Hope you've enjoyed this class. Guess what? To follow up for more classes, just download the Learn Lift app, whether on Play Store or App Store, and then follow up your classes. You must do extremely well. I'll see you in class. Bye-bye.